Hello everyone, welcome back. We are joining battle with Captain Garbald. We'd left off last episode, of course. All up in his face. Adu, who of course, I'm noticing, has only got like half of his command filled, if that makes sense. He's only got 6 of 10 points. He has not yet earned his stripes, so he is going to do his damnedest to kick the shit out of Captain Garbald and his merry men with their tights and scale mail and all that good shit. Their army is... I'm a little worried about all the cavalry, although it appears that the majority of it is horse archers, but regardless of that fact, they are still heavy cavalry, or, you know, medium cavalry or whatever. But we should be able to handle it, and then we'll deal with the north. I've made my decisions there, but we'll talk about that later on in the episode. For now, I'll see you guys on the battle map. Well, lucky for Rohan, our battlefield is a big, open fucking plain. So that's great for them and their horse riders. And you know what? It's not bad for me either, though. I have to admit, my trolls are going to run rampant on this battlefield. But for now, I'm going to draw my massive fucking spear line. Look at this. We're going to draw a huge fucking spear line to intimidate the shit out of these Rohirrim. This is really what I need to be doing. I need to take advantage of my fucking combat width that I'm allowed because of my huge fucking units. I've got my Olaghai on the right flank and a huge flanking force on the left. I keep saying huge as well. I don't know, is there something like Freudian about that? I could not tell you, but our catapults are going to begin firing now. Looks like we've got a lot of the cavalry on the left flank here. We're going to start firing into their core there. Adu and our Olaghai are going to charge and scare off those horse archers. I mean, they are horse archers. And they will flee, as that is pretty much their role on the battlefield, it seems. We're going to back those guys up with some infantry. My scouts are going to focus fire on... I don't know, those archers, I guess. Oh shit, Helmingas? I don't know what that means. In the words of... Oh shit, our troll catapults are not doing too bad. My Olaghai are now in position. We'll just put some pressure on these guys here. I don't know if they're going to, you know, charge us. They're probably just going to keep peppering us with arrows, which is not ideal, actually. As our Olaghai will... Well, as well as Adu, actually. They're going to start losing hit points, and when they start losing hit points, that's when shit goes horribly wrong. But I've got my mountain trolls on the left flank there to scare off any cavalry that tries to fuck with our shit. Oh, we've got some light cav here attempting to charge our spear lines, and we're going to let that happen, I suppose. That is a very weak charge. Oh my goodness. Except my scouts are firing into the rears of my men. Okay, Adu is now engaged with some horse archers. My Olaghai are as well, but we're gonna get Adu to kind of pull out there because we've got some fucking... Oh my god. All of our infantry on the left flank just got charged because my trolls were asleep on the job, it seems. But we're just going to swarm these guys for now. We'll get my trolls actually to charge into the center to scare off those horse archers. We're going to initiate, I should say, some charges here in the middle. Okay, something like that. Okay, Adu is now disengaged, and he is going to try to break those Yorling militia. Looks like we are engaged on the the right flank here. My Olaghai are kind of in a sticky situation. Actually, they've been charged by a huge amount of varying units. And that's not a good sign, actually. That's when shit begins to go bad. Okay, my mounted trolls just charged through a unit of axemen, and they are now charging into the rears of these horse archers who are going to break any minute now. All of my fucking infantry on the left flank here is now engaged. We're going to pull them out there. Take a look at my Olaghai, make sure they're not being destroyed, and they're not because we broke a lot of these units. These raiders are going to support over here. Adu is trying to... Oh my god, these militiamen are about to break, but they have not done so yet. I don't know where my archers are firing, but they should probably stop because I don't want to have to devote any brain power to thinking about it. Okay, my trolls are going to charge into the center at those lancers, maybe. It looks like a Jew is supporting my Olokai as they tear through these militiamen who have yet to rout, and my catapults are also firing as well, which is not great. I think we're pretty much... Oh my god, we are engaged throughout the battlefield. Hold on, we'll get these two units to attack. This unit of Uruks to assault someone. Something like that. I don't know. My Olokai are mopping up. These militiamen have yet to break. Holy shit. But my trolls have charged into the center of the battlefield. Oh, we got some bad news here. Like I was saying, though, my trolls are in the center of the battlefield, tearing apart those militia units. We're losing some Olokai due to charges. Shit, they got fucked right up by that cavalry, and that's quite depressing. Immediately, we lost half that unit. Mostly because of overextension, actually. This battle is messy as shit. And let's see, can we pull out those trolls? I don't know. Adu is trying to mop up the remains. I'm surprised those militiamen didn't break, though. That's the really annoying part. I was hoping that they did, and we've lost a lot of infantry as well. Where are my trolls? My mounted trolls are in the middle of the field, and they are going to break those scouts, maybe. Let's see. My Olokai are retreating, maybe. Yes, they're going to get off the battlefield because I don't want to lose any more of them. But Adu is taking care of those scouts, it seems. Who else needs to get some attention? This is not going... Oh, shit, a bit of a glitch there. This is not going as well as I was hoping. My spears are still engaged, it seems. Let's redraw the spear line a bit here. There we go, just to fatten up our defense. Okay, I think we've pretty much taken care of this. We just need to mop up the remainders. Looks like we've got some archers left. Maybe some infantry in the center somewhere. I'm not sure. I have no clue who's fighting. Okay, yeah, it's just missile units, it seems, and my trolls, as well as a Jew, are taking care of it pretty soon here. All right. So we've wiped a... Oh, are those my Olokai still fighting some heavy lancers? What in the actual fuck? Okay, we'll sick a unit of Morning Guard after those lancers, and my Olokai are just going to shelter inside a unit of these orc bands, because apparently I cannot leave them alone for like fucking 10 seconds. I don't know, like an ice cream truck drove by or something and caught their attention, and they're like, oh shit, I'm all over it. And we lost another troll. So our Olokai unit is now under half strength because of that mistake. And look at this. This unit of heavy lancers are now attacking my missile units, who have been firing this whole battle pretty much. They have not been completely useless. But I guess that's the general unit, and that is why they're so resistant to death. They keep reforming, which is very fucking annoying, and my spear units are not fast enough to catch them. You know what? I'm just going to stick the Olokai after them. I just need to catch them and pin them so that we can destroy them. Okay, where's Adu? Oh, fucking Adu. Get on it. I know that you only have 6 stars of command, but you need... just fucking grow up and act like you don't. Just act like a man. Well, not so much a man. Act like the soulless beast that you are, and please resolve this situation. Like I was saying, though, my spear units not doing so hot in this regard. Okay, well, my Olokai actually did more damage to my own unit than the Rohirrim ever could. Let's just hope that I don't lose yet another... Oh! I see what's going on. Is that my catapult? Is that my catapult firing? Seems so. I don't know what happened there, but it was my catapult. Okay, there we go. We killed the enemy general, though, and that seems like it's the end of the battle. We're just going to mop up some of these archers. Oh my god, these mountain trolls just demolished. Who else is alive? That's my question. Who the fuck is alive? Okay, we'll draw our lines. We'll speed it up like 6 times. Like so. Redraw our lines. Oh, I see. This fucker's alive. Oh, we got some swordsmen here who want to quarrel with my my good old infantry here. Oh, I've got some heavy lancers right there that are in position for my fucking maulers to take care of. Look at that! They're just standing there, waiting to get torn down. Wonderful. I think we need more halberds for this army, be they maulers or what. Okay, I'm going to run down these swordsmen, and I'll see you guys with the stats. Well, that could have gone better. Unfortunately, we did lose a lot of orcs, 700, mostly out of our infantry, like our raiders, etc., due to like charges by cavalry. But we did destroy that entire stack of Rohirrim, so that's quite good. Although we did lose half our unit of Ologhai because I overextended with them. Although, let's see, they did quite a lot of damage. 130 men killed, and, I don't know, 2 fucking caught afterwards. 3 caught, my mistake. That's not bad. Not a bad battle, I don't think. Not nearly as successful as Dwarvois in the north, because, well, Dwarvois is a badass. Not nearly as badass as Dondeth, it has to be said. Dondeth is like the end-all be-all of dastardly demons, and it's a little unfortunate that he's been relegated to pretty much mop-up duty in Gondor, but he will rise to the forefront, rise to like the public eye, into the public eye? What am I saying? I don't know. There we go, we executed the remainders of that army of Rohan, and we may just push on. I'm wondering if we can get some quick reinforcement before we leave, but I'm not hopeful. Let's see, can we merge some of these raiders, such as these two? Merge. Nope. Merge. There we are. This unit as well. Okay, well, yeah, we'll just do that. Send a unit from ye old Minas Tirith and Morning Guard. Do we have any extra halberds? There we are. Got quite a lot of halberds, actually. Well, not quite a lot, but enough to bother sending. I think we'll send a unit of Orc Band to reinforce as well. Something like that. Okay, so we've got a unit of halberds, a unit of Orc Band, and that's about it. That's great. We'll send these units for reinforcement. There we are. And then Adu, I would say, can march out post-haste. I'm just going to reorganize his units here a little bit. Gets his halberds and Uruks lined up, and his raiders. And there we go. Now we're a little bit more organized. La-dee-da. And now we can see that there's not a lot of movement from Rohan in the north here, but I'm sure I've said it before that there is like half a stack in Woldburg. That's about it, and we'll deal with that when the time comes. Looks like Dondeth is going to be marching on Eric next turn. I can't remember if Harad is already besieging the place or what. Next turn, Dwarvois will deal with Captain Valamar as well. Now, as for the north, the consensus, it seems, is pretty much unanimously in favor of me moving into the north. Well, not just sitting on the laurels. Basically, you guys want me to either attack Dale or move into the north. I think what I will do, though, as someone had mentioned, is I'll try to sue for peace from the elves, and I'll ask for Dol Guldur in the peace negotiations, and if they give it to me, then we'll march on to Dale. Otherwise, we'll take Dol Guldur, and then we can possibly just turn right around and march into Dale. I don't know. Will we be at war with Dale by then? I'm getting that impression because Captain Valamar, well, he's getting kind of close. Too close for comfort, if you ask me. But you know what? We may as well end the turn and see what happens. Are we recruiting anything? No. Do we have some income? Yes. Okay, let's recruit some Orc Raiders as well as a unit of Ballista. Let's try that. Okay, we have a new mission to assassinate Kiroween the Profane, who is the, let me guess, it's the fucking rebels in Ithilien. Yep, I remember. Look at that. Sharp as a tack, I tell you. Okay, we actually have a lot of gold. I don't know how we managed that. Somehow we've... Oh, Zegduf has been assassinated in Malgalad, and that's not the greatest. That's quite unfortunate, actually. Quite unfortunate. I don't know, maybe it sounds like he was, like, possibly poisoned. If you're listening to the audio, it's like someone was... Yeah, someone just died there. So we'll have to recruit a new general, I suppose, to deal with that. We now have a new spy to replace Mauler, who was killed quite unceremoniously outside of Eric. Oh my god, Nagmas, you look pretty badass, my friend. Okay, there we go. He's now marching on Eric, and he will arrive within a turn or two. Dawndeath is now marching on Eric. And holy shit, Eric is under siege by the Haradrim, so we're just going to bypass the place and march on Dunharrow, which would be quite an interesting place to occupy, actually, since it's a castle and it is immediately outside of Edoras, the capital of Rohan. So we'll see what they think about that. They're not going to be too pleased, I don't think. I'm wondering, will they just march out and attack us in the field? Do we have an army strong enough to repel them if they do? I don't know. Dawndeath will have to deal with that when the time comes. So the, oh shit, I have my very own assassin. Can we kill Horsa the Cruel for 5%? Oh my goodness, nope, we cannot. Okay, what was I gonna say? Yes, the Sylvans have arrived outside of Thornburg, and they have not yet proposed anything. Maybe they're trying to bribe the place, I don't know. But I know that we have our very own... Tarlang's Neck, what a name. Okay, we have our very own diplomats somewhere, and well, I'm looking at the wrong list. First of all, we have one in Thornburg, actually in Thornburg, so we can open diplomacy with the elves, and we can ask for a ceasefire, which is very demanding. They don't want a ceasefire. Okay, well, I thought they would be down for that, like, immediately, but no. Apparently they are not. They're going to send more forces our way, and I guess that means we're going to have to march in force and take them out. Unfortunately, we have Dwarvois outside of Malgalad. I'm curious to see who it was who killed our good friend in Malgalad. I can't remember his name, but I gotta tell you, he was a good friend. He was a very dear friend to me, not only me, but also Laguf. Laguf is torn right up in the Black Gate, actually. Look at that. He's... A single tear falls from his cheek. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, we've got a bunch of units from Rohan moving across the Anduin River here, past what used to be Fort Laguf, and they're going to try to take Malgalad, I would assume. Since it appears that Dale is pulling back, we'll just move Dwarvois into position, and he can deal with them on the upside. And then we'll have to decide what to do with good old Dwarvois when that time comes. These units are heading for reinforcement. We've got 2 new units in Barad-dûr, and I think they'll have to head to Minas Tirith to reinforce our new armies there. Same with these guys. Good old Hornbranth of Deer is trying to build a new army. He's having a rough time of it, though, because he has so many units that need to be retrained, and so little time. So very little time. And well, we could always build a catapult maker in Minas Tirith if it came to it, but not really necessary. As for Malgalad and Thornburg, there's nothing to be built there. We can always build a bigger barracks in the Black Gate just to alleviate the reinforcement situation in the north. Quite expensive, though, but we are making like 3 grand per turn in cash? I don't know how we're managing that. 3,000 gold per turn. I suppose it's because a lot of our units are very weak at this point in time. Some of our armies are at like half strength due to all the frequent fighting that we have to deal with. We've got a bunch of reinforcement heading towards Dwarvois. Oh my god, he's got a lot of raiders on the way because there's no infantry in this army, actually, that's why. I suppose we can just open the fucking gates and recruit as many units as need be. Yada yada. Minas Tirith still needs a huge amount of retraining. We can retrain some Uruks, and I'm just going to disband this unit of scouts, actually. We don't really need them, because we can recruit / retrain these orc archers. There we go. As for, say, Pelargir, it remains unblockaded. There's no blockade, because the Gondorians seem to have stepped off. They did not want to get hot and heavy with us, and I guess they decided to pull out. And as for our culture, slowly but surely, it is ramping up. We can always recruit yet another unit in Arnak as well, and we shall do. We'll recruit a unit of scouts just to man the walls for the time being. We've got Radthak heading towards Dunharrow. I suppose he'll have to back up the main man himself, Dondeth, when the time comes to it. So there we go. As for West Osgiliath, we have a few more. Okay, well, we can't recruit shit in Osgiliath, either of the Osgiliaths, I don't think. Oh no, we can recruit a unit of Orc Band in East Osgiliath, but what would be the point? I don't know. Maybe we should just hold on to what little cash we will make and build some buildings somewhere, someplace, when we get the chance. Oh, look at this, Captain Lugduff. Who's Lugduff? Did we not have a Lugduff in our kingdom already? Was it not one of these? Does anyone know who Lugduff was? It sounds familiar. Oh shit, we've... That's where the Gondorians went. They have sailed right up to East Osgiliath. Interesting. Could have sworn there was a Lugduff. Anyway, in Karendros, we can recruit another unit as well. Oh yeah, there we go. We may as well recruit a unit of Orc Archers just to reinforce the place if need be at some point. Looks like, oh my god, Henethanun has a lot of... Maybe we should build something in Henethanun. What do you think? Oh, is that Lunduff right there? Oh, Lugduff. Very close. Anyway, maybe we should build something in Henethanun, as well as the Blackgate, I should say. And then we can pump units into the north right off the bat. I think that's what we'll do. We'll save a little bit, and then we can build some shit. Oh my gosh, Durthang is very close to upgrading. And then we can also upgrade Durthang and just pump like Orc Bands and Raiders out into the north. That would be great. Much like in Kirthungul as well as Minas Morgul. We could also build some garrison quarters. Oh my god, this building is quite cheap. And is it due to Laglug, I would say? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Laglug. Bastion of Obedience. Conforming. There we go. Total cheapskate. That makes our buildings much, much cheaper. Wow. Very nice. And logistics as well? No. Okay, you know what? We should really start building some of these barracks in our empire. It's really an empire at this point. Just to take the strain off like Minas Tirith as well as Barad-dûr, etc. Right now, all of our pieces are going to remain static, and we're going to wait and see what everyone else does. We've got Hormarath in Minas Tirith, and his army is quite lackluster. He needs some shock units, such as trolls, but we're not going to receive any for another 8 turns. 8 turns is the minimum until we receive some Olg High, and then 25 turns until we get some mountain trolls. Not the greatest. How long until... Can we build troll cages in Minas Tirith? Is that a thing, or is it exclusive to Barad-dûr? Okay, it seems to be quite exclusive to Barad-dûr, and you know what? I bet what it is this shit right here, Gorgoroth. Special units, trolls, perhaps? What about Minas Tirith? I forget. Is there any special units? Oh yeah, Fountain Guard. Okay, so I suppose when we took Minas Tirith, we destroyed the ability of Gondor to recruit all of these interesting units, as well as like the Axemen of Lossarnak, I should say, as well as Fountain Guard and Pelargir Marines, etc. So I guess that's kind of interesting. I never really thought of that before. But you know what? I am blabbering on like a complete asshole. We should really get to ending the turn, so we shall do right now. Okay, we do need Lugdush to garrison Malgalad, and look at that, he is a candidate from Laguf, so he's going to be in the Blackgate, and that is pretty much perfect. It was like it was meant to be or something, I don't know. Lugdush, for some odd reason, decided to go for a profile shot. I could not tell you, but anyway, he is heading to Malgalad. We are giving Dwarf War many units. We've got a lot of strong-ass units in this little stack here, as well as all of these, all of these raider units. I'm going a little Arnold Schwarzenegger there. Okay. All right. Okay, so Door of War now has the vast majority of his army. Okay. Now we may as well wait for these guys to arrive. The Rohirrim are going to appear like in this steady stream of small stacks for some reason. Adu is going to receive his reinforcements any minute now. I wonder, should we get the Olagai to sit this one out? You know what, we'll have to send the Olagai back to Barad-dûr, actually. Because losing a unit like the Olagai would be dreadfully bad. Because, as we saw, recruiting them, it takes like 10, 20 turns for them to replenish, so I'm not really comfortable with using my Olagai in that capacity. We'll send them back for retraining. We do have a unit of mount controls inside of Adu's army already, so it's not really a big deal. But what we'll do is, I think we'll feint for Aldburg. We'll take Adu and his reinforcements, and we will send him towards the Aldburg. I don't know if it's the Aldburg, but Aldburg anyway. Nevertheless, and then perhaps if the Rohirrim were smart, they would march south from Woldburg. I don't know if they will or not, but when they do, if they do, we can turn right around and attack them with Adu. Also, if they were to get smart in Edoras and... Actually, you know, this is a really good position because it blocks this pass, and I bet you there's going to be some lore behind that. If we were to look at, like, the buildings, I don't know, we can't actually see it, but once we capture the place, which Dawn Death will happily take care of in the next few turns, then I'm sure we will get a nice little tidbit of information being like, this castle is all important as it blocks access to Harrowdale / Tarlang's Neck, or whatever. Basically, if the Rohirrim want to march into Gondor and reinforce their friends, which they have not done in any way, shape, or form, then they'll have to hack their way through Dunharrow. So we can effectively cut off the Rohirrim from Gondor and corner the capital as well, actually, if we capture Aldburg. There we go. So these guys are going to be handled by Door of War. We've got some weird shit going on in Thornburg, actually, with Dale. He's got a small army marching on Dale. Oh, shit, we've got some rebels as well. Oh, fuck. Some fucking rebels, hey? I hate those dirty rebels. Okay, let's see. Can we bribe this asshole? Make offer. Just rejected. Oh. Maps? Do we want maps? Generous. Just rejected. Their offers. Accept or we will attack. Their demands. Map information. Wonderful. We'll give them maps just to placate them for a turn. I assume they're going to attack me next turn, actually, and we'll have to deal with that when the time comes. Okay, we do have enough cash to build our barracks in the Black Gate. I'm wondering, which would be better, Henethanun or the Black Gate? How many turns? Holy shit, 3 turns from Henethanun to Malgalad, 4 turns from the Black Gate to Malgalad, but the real question is, how many turns from Henethanun to Thornburg? Oh, it's only like 4. Oh, well, it's about the same either way. But we'll build something in Henethanun because it could really use some lovin' anyway. It's kind of just, it literally is a hole in the wall. But we can beef up the defense there for the time being. Okay, there we go. Recruitment, Barad-dûr, Thornburg, Minas Tirith. We don't want to forget to retrain anything in Minas Tirith. The pressure is on. The heat is on. And we are going to retrain to try to, I don't know, build Hormarath's army. Oh shit, path blocked. Gorshag. Who is Gorshag? Oh shit. Oh, that's right. Gorshag was kind enough to send me a little note, a little post-it about there's like a half stack of Sylvan units in Rosgobul here, which is the Sylvan Elf capital. Very odd. Has it always been the capital? I could not tell you. Oh shit, Bjorning's Rivermen Athala Rangers. I have not seen them recruit any of those units, but that would be a good place to take out if we want them to stop recruiting said units. So, remember that, everyone, that there's some special shit going on there, and we'll have to deal with it eventually. Okay, so to recap, we've got, starting with my main man, Dondeth. Dondeth the Mean, literally his name changes like every fucking video. One episode it's like Dondeth, the glutton Dondeth, of the fucking, I don't know, furry Dondeth, the Mean, I have no idea. But anyway, he is attacking Dunharrow, and he will march into the town next turn. Inevitably, that is unless probably Theoden, or sorry, my mistake, Lord Baldur. Who the fuck is this guy? He's the faction heir in any case. Unless Lord Baldur marches out, and perhaps they've got, I don't know, like a massive army, like 10 stacks just hidden in the shadows here. If they march out and attack Dondeth, then we will, of course, have issues with that. I don't know if he's strong enough to repel an army of that magnitude. I mean, he has the iron will to, you know, basically carry out any task once he sets his mind to it. But having said that, I don't know, you know, you kind of have to face facts and shit like this. Oh, we also have Aldfrid and Sigbert. Alfred, oh my god, it's not Alfred. Not Master Bruce, it's not Alfred, it's Oldfrid, maybe. Oldfrid, I don't know. And also, as well, Sigbert. There we go, they're kind of reinforcing. So we have to really rush up with Adu, who will arrive in Aldburg in 2 turns, in which case he will take it, I guess, when he arrives. And since we are moving him out from like the northern reaches of our border, he's pretty much our border security at this point, I'm going to be wary of the Rohirrim marching out from Woldburg immediately south. But luckily for us, we have a new stack brewing in Minas Tirith. We are, like, I don't know, harvesting the orcs out of the mud and the muck around Gondor. You guys remember that scene from the films? Like, they basically pull some, like, Urukai out of, like, a breeding pit, I suppose. They're, like, in this rubbery womb thing. What is that about? I have no idea. But anyway, that's basically what's going on in Minas Tirith right now. We pulled literally a wooden ballista out of the ground, and it shrieked and writhed around as if it were alive, and then, no, that's not what happened. We built a ballista, and we've got some orc archers and a bunch of other shitty orc units, and that's just fine. They have their place in the army, but basically we have a ton of those shitty, cheap orc units in Minas Tirith and no elites. We have, like, 2 units of Uruks, a unit of, well, halberds that has to be retrained at some point, and a unit of Morning Guard that is now being retrained. Well, we have some Maulers as well. But Hormarath's army is pretty much going to be a garrisoning force. I think he is going to have to watch the northern border whilst Adu is out, I suppose. And then, if there's no action, then he can always march north and take Woldburg himself. And that would be great. Or, alternatively, he could assist Dwarf Wa. If Dwarf Wa marches north and takes Dol Guldur, then Hormarath can march north and defend, like, Thornburg and push into Dale, maybe. I don't know. Would that be an issue? I think if we have this pincer movement going on here, the majority of Rohan's interests and power would be in taking back their capital, because I think that's the end goal. We're going to do a pincer movement on basically, like, Berlin. Like, I don't know, Dondeth is the allied forces, like the US, and then Adu is the Russians on the other side, and we're going to meet in the middle and then build a big wall through the middle of it and pretty much fuck up politics for that region for, like, I don't know, 3 decades. No, we're just going to meet in Edoras, tear the place apart, and then we'll see how it goes. It's going pretty well, I gotta say. We are making roughly, I don't know, I cannot do the math, like 1,000 gold now. No, we should have about 2,500 potentially. I don't really know. It's hard for me to say at this point. We'll find out next turn, which is going to be next video. I'm going to end it here. I've been rambling for like a fucking, like, I don't know, solid 20 minutes. There's been no content. Sorry about it, but it's just straight up me just talking and you guys just being like, oh, get on with it. Anyway, guys, like I said, I will end it here. I think it's going well. Let me know what you think, though. I'm still a little confused about what to do in the north here, especially with the elves not ready to broker peace. I thought they were coming to deliver like peace terms. But yeah, let me know what you think of our situation right now, and we can together we can work through this. Together we are stronger, we are better, we are faster. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching. As always, deeply appreciated. Leave a like, maybe leave a comment. I'll see you guys next video.